Hi everyone, so I just want to come and share with you how I make my 3D nail bows. So right here I'm showing you the blue that I'm going to be using, and it is called Electric Blue Glitter, and it's by Diva DC. There is the bow, double stack bow, using the Electric Blue Glitter, like I said, from Diva DC, and it was purchased about 4 years ago. So I've had it for quite some time. Here is another bow that I worked on earlier, and I just placed a crystal heart in the center. The brush that I'm going to be using is a number 8 brush, and here is a cellophane wrap that you would put glitter or nail art or whatever to send in swaps or whatever. Right now I believe I am picking up the blue glitter acrylic. I'm getting like a small medium amount. So here's the brush that I'm using, and it is by Machete, and I found it on Amazon. I purchased it a few years ago, and it still works really great to this day. Haven't lost any hairs on it. It's just amazing, and it's detachable. I believe I paid like $10 or $13 for it, and I believe it's a size 8 or 10. I'm not too sure. There was the blue acrylic. And here is a small, medium bead that I'm picking up of acrylic. I'm starting to flatten it out from the inner part and pressing outwards. So I'm flattening it out in the center. I'm cleaning up the edges. Now remember, you are in control when you're working with acrylic. How I used my monomer was 50% monomer, 50% pure acetone, and that helps it dry quicker. If you do not like waiting for your acrylic to dry, then that's the best way to go when working with 3D nail art, because it will sit a little bit better. I'm just cleaning up the edges. I'm sorry, my nails are hitting the computer. And you can see on the outer parts, it's a little thicker. That's how you want your bead to flatten out. Not too flat, but you want it to kind of be flat on the inner part where the brush is at right now. And then as you're working outwards, a little bit thicker, because when you fold, get ready to fold that bow over, you want it thick. That way they will not crack, chip, or break when you have it on a nail. Its durability is pretty thick and will last until you're ready to take off your nails. Now I dip my brush in a little bit of monomer, and I'm starting to fold over the bow to just trying to get the midpoint where it's even, and then I start putting it in the center, and then right in the center with my brush turned sideways, I'm going to make an indentation and then start flipping over my flap of the bows to kind of give it more of a dimension of more of a realistic dimension bow. Now you kind of want to work with it, but be real careful, because then it'll start to fall out again. The bows will start to flatten out again. You just want to work with it until it starts to set a little bit more, starts to dry a little bit more, and then it will stay in place. So that's basically what I'm doing right here. and just manipulating the bow to where I want it to go and how I want it to shape. And so if you can see here what I'm doing, and you can see how it has two little little loops, and it seems pretty even to me. And I'm just working with it a little bit more, making sure that it's to where I want it to be. Just folding it in, folding it in. Now I'm going to get another pearl of acrylic and place it next to it, real close. And then I start doing the same thing, fixing the sides, and then start pressing inwards all the way outwards. I think this bead was a little too wet, but it's okay. It will set pretty quick if you want. I mean, just mess it around, you know, just maneuver it a little bit so get it where you want it. Just cleaning up the edges. And if you can see the depth of it, it's like flat in the inner part of the bow, and then it starts to get a little thicker, almost like in a hill, like a little hill. It's thin and it starts like it's low and it starts to get higher. Just cleaning it up, making sure that it's even with the other side. I really just eyeball it, so flattening it out a little bit more. Now I'm getting ready to fold it over, but it's not ready. It's still a little wet, so I'm going to give it a little bit and just mess around with it. Just showing you what it looks like from the side, the thickness of it, how I was stating that it goes into like a hill direction, how it's thin and then starts to get thicker as it's pulling outwards, and that's what you want to go for. I think it's ready. I'm taking off the liquid off my brush so I can start getting ready to disattach it from the cellophane and start to fold it over. And what I'm saying is that when you start to fold it over, when it becomes a little resistant, then you might want to hurry up and start folding it over and working with it, because that means when it starts becoming resistant, that means it's starting to set really quick. So you want to work with it quicker. And if you need a little time, you can just go back in and put more liquid monomer on your brush and just wet it and then work with it a little bit, but not too much, and you start to lose its shape of the bow. So that's what it looks like. Just work with it, start pressing your flaps of the bow outwards, and just, you know, work with it until you're happy with it. I'm just turning it around, working on the other side of the bow flap. The other side is pretty much set, so I'm pressing it from outwards, inwards, just shaping the bow up, making it look like a pretty little bow, making sure both sides are even. Perfect. The other side, see, I cannot move it because it's already set, and it does set pretty quick when you work with 50% monomer and 50% acetone. So that's what it looks like. Here I'm just folding it, because if you want it to shape around your nail and not like, if you don't want it to be flat, then you can do this. Just hold it in place, fold it until it dries a little bit, just to give a little bit of a curve, but you don't have to. I normally don't. This is a bow that I worked on right before this video, and it's flat. You see on the back side, it's flat. And just turn it over. You can see the side, and then the front, I put I used acrylic, the same color acrylic to seal in the crystal, because using gel, it's really hard to cure and get into this really tight spaces, crevices of the bow. So acrylic works fine when you're using crystals on, 3D nail art and bows and stuff. So there's that. I hope you like how this bow turned out. Also, here in a second, I'm going to show you some bows that I worked on last year. And they are like double stack bows, and then just your regular little bows, black little bows with the eye, the bloody eye for Halloween. And yeah. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. And I look forward to seeing you ladies work on your bows and seeing what you come up with. But right now I'm getting the other bows that I worked on last year that I used one on my nail, and I will pull them out here in just a second. The eyeball, what I did is got a flat back pearl, made an impression, and then just use a dotting tool to make the color of the eye that I was going for, and then the little red veins. And this is a double stack bow, you can see. It's like red with black, and then the little eye. And then here it's a black one with a green, and then the little red bloody eye or veins. Here's another one. So that is what I worked on. I really hope you like this tutorial again. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.